Aristotle, Greek Aristoteles, born 384 BCE, Stagira, Chalcidice, Greece, died 322, Chalcis, Euboea, ancient Greek philosopher and scientist, one of the greatest intellectual figures of Western history. He was the author of a philosophical and scientific system that became the framework and vehicle for both Christian scholasticism and medieval Islamic philosophy. Even after the intellectual revolutions of the Renaissance, the Reformation, and the Enlightenment, Aristotelian concepts remained embedded in Western thinking. Aristotle's intellectual range was vast, covering most of the sciences and many of the arts, including biology, botany, chemistry, ethics, history, logic, metaphysics, rhetoric, philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, physics, poetics, political theory, psychology, and zoology. He was the founder of formal logic, devising for it a finished system that for centuries was regarded as the sum of the discipline, and he pioneered the study of zoology, both observational and theoretical, in which some of his work remained unsurpassed until the 19th century. But he is, of course, most outstanding as a philosopher. His writings in ethics and political theory as well as in metaphysics and the philosophy of science continue to be studied, and his work remains a powerful current in contemporary philosophical debate. Aristotle was born in 384 BC in Stagira in northern Greece. Both of his parents were members of traditional medical families, and his father, Nicomachus, served as court physician to King Amyntas III of Macedonia. His parents died while he was young, and he was likely raised at his family's home in Stagira. At age 17 he was sent to Athens to enroll in Plato's academy. He spent 20 years as a student and teacher at the school, emerging with both a great respect and a good deal of criticism for his teacher's theories. Plato's own later writings, in which he softened some earlier positions, likely bear the mark of repeated discussions with his most gifted student. Did you know? Aristotle's surviving works were likely meant as lecture notes rather than literature, and his now lost writings were apparently of much better quality. The Roman philosopher Cicero said that, if Plato's prose was silver, Aristotle's was a flowing river of gold. Set up an organized framework of knowledge that served as the foundation for much of the science and philosophy of ancient and medieval times, and therefore for science of the present day. The tutor of Alexander the Great, he is sometimes called the father of biology. Aristotle's most important extant works in connection with biology are his Historia Animalium, Enquiry into Animals, De motu animalium, on the motion of animals, De incessu animalium, on the gait of animals, De partibus animalium, on the parts of animals, and of generation animalium, on the generation of animals. When read from the standpoint of modern knowledge of the subject, these books are obviously riddled with error, myth, and rumor, but they nevertheless served as the starting point of all subsequent biological thought and are the ultimate source of natural history as a field of study. With Alexander as his patron, he was able to describe plant and animal specimens received from all parts of the far-flung Alexandrian Empire. At the age of 50, after Alexander ascended the Macedonian throne and set out on his conquests, Aristotle returned to Athens, where he had been a student under Plato for 20 years, 367–347. There he founded a school at the Lyceum Gymnasium, because as a foreigner he could not own property. The school itself became known as the Lyceum. It was also known as the Peripatetic School. Among his students was Theophrastus, who compiled the most important works on botany written in the ancient world. It has often been argued that Aristotle's philosophy is inconsistent with the occurrence of organic evolution. That is, under his philosophy each living thing is defined by an immutable underlying essence. Since each living thing's essence is unchanging under this view, it seems there is no room for evolutionary change. However, he did in fact speculate on the origin of useful traits. In this connection, he explicitly stated that different types of organisms would be expected to differ in their ability to survive, depending on the traits they possessed. Therefore, there could be natural selection among distinct forms of life.